Hello guys, hope you're all having a wonderful day. Welcome to my Nodachi guide, where we are going to talk about which units best complement the class and all the advantages and disadvantages it presents. We're gonna take a look at the skill points, runes, and skills you should focus on. For the people watching this who want a fast recap on where the Nodachi exceeds, you can see the overall rating here based on my experience. 1 meaning this class is the absolute worst in the category, and 10 meaning it is the absolute reigning champion, with the Nodachi featuring the following grades. Attack would be 10 if it wasn't for Nodachi's competitor within this category, which is the glaive. However, Nodachi is less situational, enabling the class to deal more damage in more dangerous situations, thanks to the vampiric trait it gains while in combat. Defense is of course low, since the class uses medium armor, and even though you get plus points in all of your attributes including defense, the class is still squishy if you don't heavily invest in armor or preferably toughness. Survivability is quite high, however it is somewhat situational, meaning that as long as you keep dealing damage and avoid getting knocked to the ground, you will be able to keep regenerating health through combat. This can really be devastating to the enemy units, especially if they aren't supported by a hero. Support is the lowest, since the class focuses completely on damage dealing and dueling and has no capabilities whatsoever to support your troops or heroes from afar or with skills. Diversity is mediocre, since the class isn't really highly specified within any region, aside from enhanced dueling and damage dealing capabilities. Not having a shield or highly diversified skills keeps this class at a solid 7. Good units to couple with Nodachi would definitely be any sword or spear charge units, since Nodachi can easily pin down an enemy player for a very long time, enabling your units to charge in and deal with the enemy unit or mercilessly charging on the downed enemy player. However, most units will have a good time being led by a Nodachi, as long as the player doesn't just throw them into the fray. That was the fast recap for Nodachi, and now for all the information hungry people that want to dive deep into the full setup of the class, stay with us and we're going to talk about skill points, skill sets, and of course with the newly arrived seasonal runes. While playing Nodachi, people are going to have different takes on this, but as far as I've figured out, the best way to distribute your attributes is going full toughness. Yes, you heard me right, all the points you have go to your health. Naturally, some people will disagree with this, however, I've been playing Nodachi for quite some time, definitely more than I'm used to playing a specific class. And going full toughness provided the best results and becomes logical the more you think about it, since the main characteristic of Nodachi is regenerating health through combat, especially in sustained combat. The Nodachi will not tire. It makes a massive difference if you have 25,000 hit points than if you would have 32,000 or more, since most players, no matter the class, will have a very hard time dealing enough damage fast enough to kill you. Rather than that, you're going to see your health steadily regenerate and your opponent getting ever more tired from combat, eventually being forced to retreat. Now let's dive deep into the skills you should be using while playing Nodachi. We're going to mainly go into detail of the 3 skill combo I've been using the most, quickly glance over the other skills and why you shouldn't use them, and of course discuss which ultimate is better for you. The top skill you should absolutely be using is Bloodthirsty, a perfect skill to keep your enemy on the ground or chasing down anyone who runs away from you. Bloodthirsty enables you to recover from dazed, which basically counters anyone who is trying to keep you on the ground. This skill is, in my opinion, best paired with Fearless and Steadfast, since it also enables you to recover from dazed and makes you immune to crowd control attacks when paired with a rune. These 2 skills combined with a 7 and 8 second cooldown let you absolutely dominate anyone you duel with, whether in the city or on the battlefield. But which skill should be the third? Surprisingly, it took quite a while to figure out. I switched from Tiger's Claw, which enables you to regenerate a good portion of your health fast, however you can easily get knocked down while using it. Then I changed to Samurai's March, which can send units flying with its attacks, however it definitely isn't as effective on heroes. Of course, I tried using Monster's Blade, which proved to be very effective, since after achieving Bloodbath, you could easily fall back and regenerate a massive portion of your health, while also regenerating huge amounts of health in combat. However, then I tried Blood Oath. Since you regenerate a percent of the damage you do, I thought if I boost my damage, I can automatically regenerate more health, but also deal more damage in return. However, the golden attribute of this skill is that it resets the cooldown of all your skills, except ultimates. This enables you to pin down your foe for about 8 full seconds, dealing massive amounts of damage unhindered, which usually results in people running away from you. This is a crazy counter to Polax and awesome for chasing and pinning down pesky assassins, muskets and bows. However, has little effect against shields. Try this setup in a few duels and in a couple of matches. I promise you, you will be laughing like a Nodachi god by the end of the day. Avalanche or Dragon's Leap. Honestly, you can go for either. They do about the same damage, with the only difference being Avalanche better against units, recovers from dazed, and does a nice portion of health regeneration. Dragon's Leap being better against enemy heroes, particularly against concentrated groups, just adds to the massive annoyance to holding down your prey. However, it requires a charge to launch. God help all of the players that are going to face you after using this guide correctly. Class-specific runes, I'd highly recommend you try using Urtharnbrunner, since it enables Fearless and Steadfast to deal 15% more damage and makes you immune to control for 3 seconds. Definitely a highly worth it rune, if you are using the skill. For Nodachi, I'd also recommend Bilskirnir, for when your health falls below 30%, your damage output is increased by 15%. This can be critical in certain situations of combat where you have to boost your health regeneration capabilities. Very worth it with Nodachi and very recommended. Another rune I'd casually recommend for any medium armor user would be Bari, which removes poison and bleeding effects while using bandages. We all know the pain of successfully retreating from combat just to die from poison or bleeding afterwards. Keep in mind this rune doesn't stop burning. The rest of your runic setup is free for you to choose. However, I would recommend investing in slashing armor penetration and damage, especially if you invested all of your attribute points into toughness. Hope this recap on Nodachi sheds some light on how to better master the class for you guys. If I left something out, please leave a comment and I'll answer almost immediately. I definitely have more thoughts on this class and planning to recap other classes as well. So if you are eager to hear more, please leave a like and subscribe to keep notified and help me out.